And again, not a month goes by without Disney announcing another live-action movie. In the last few years, it was mainly new editions of 90s Disney classics such as Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, or The Lion King as live-action film adaptations. As the well-informed website The Insider now reports, Disney is currently working on a film adaptation of Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale The Snow Queen, which already served as a loose template for Disney's mega hit Frozen. According to current information, however, it is not supposed to be an official remake. Instead, the project with the English title The Snow Queen will revolve around a completely new story. Whoever was looking forward to a reunion with Anna and Elsa will be disappointed at this point. Therefore, you can strongly assume that the new project will be even more oriented towards Andersen's fairy tales than it was ever the case with Frozen. If you can still remember the development process of the first Frozen part, you will find that the story around Elsa in the early stages was much closer to Andersen's original and that Elsa was originally planned as the evil Snow Queen. In the end, to the delight of many fans, the bitterly evil Snow Queen became the Elsa we know. So in the new The Snow Queen, we can assume that we will get to see the character from which Elsa was created as a villain or antagonist after all. In the original movie, the evil Snow Queen kidnaps the orphan boy Kay and forces his companion Gerda to rescue him. Which role the magic mirror created by the devil plays in this case, you can either read in the fairy tale collection of Hans Christian Andersen or you wait for the release of The Snow Queen. An exact date is not yet known, but according to current information, the movie will not be released on Disney Plus, but in the cinema. In the last few days, an unusually high number of rumors about the release of the Snyder Cut, which has been demanded for years, could be witnessed. It is the original cut of Justice League that director Zack Snyder made before his tragic departure from the project. It was never released because his successor Joss Whedon rejected the original version. So what was released in 2017 didn't much have to do with Snyder's vision and didn't meet with much enthusiasm from the fans. Since then, there have been rumors of a release every now and then, but it never became reality. At least until 3 days ago when the director himself announced the Snyder Cut at a Man of Steel watch party. This finally brings to life what we have already discussed in many news episodes, and especially the fanbase is allowed to pat itself on the back for its commitment in the form of the hashtag #ReleaseTheSnyderCut. Because without the great participation of the net community in the Twitter campaign, the film would probably still not exist. According to the Twitter channel of HBO Max, the film will be released on the streaming platform as early as next year. As we reported last week, Boba Fett returns to the Star Wars universe in the second season of The Mandalorian. Many other characters have joined him, including Timothy Olyphant. Which role he will play was not known until now, but it now turns out that Olyphant will wear the famous green suit of Boba Fett in Season 2. Of course, this does not automatically mean that Olyphant will also play Boba Fett, since Temuera Morrison is still planned to play him. According to SlashFilm.com, Olyphant will instead play the human Cobb Vanth. But why is he wearing the Mandalorian armor? That could be a hint in the Aftermath trilogy, because there Cobb also stole the green armor from Edwin Caru, but how he got hold of Boba Fett's armor remains unclear for now. The character was originally developed for the extended universe. In this universe, Cobb is a slave who, after the death of Jabba the Hutt, takes care of the safety of his town as sheriff. However, the extended universe officially no longer belongs to the canon. Therefore, it remains to be seen whether the authors of The Mandalorian will decide to use the background story of the character for the TV series. What do you think? Which other character can you imagine in the Wild West setting of the series? After Mad Max Fury Road was a great success, especially with critics, it was clear to director George Miller that he would work on several follow-up projects. However, before it's Mad Max turn in the leading role again, there will be a prequel about the fan favorite Furiosa. As Miller announced a few days ago, Charlize Theron, who very credibly impersonated her character Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, will not return to the camera for the prequel. The reason's obvious. For a prequel around the story of Furiosa, you need a younger actress. Anya Taylor-Joy and Jodie are supposed to be in the casting for this role so far. Miller also explained that he had also considered having Charlize Theron digitally rejuvenated, as was the case most recently with the Martin Scorsese mafia film The Irishman. But Miller told the New York Times that he had finally rejected the plans. But who will at least definitely return is cameraman John Seal and set designer Colin Gibson. With their work, both have played a decisive role in making the look of Fury Road so unique. Gibson even won the Oscar for his work afterwards. Because of the much younger leading actress, we suspect that Furiosa will play some years before Fury Road. So the focus will most likely be on her youth and her time in the so-called Greenland. In the movie, she also reports that she hasn't seen her home country for at least 7,000 days, which is about 20 years, and thus can be seen as a rough distance between the prequel and Mad Max Fury Road. It might still take some time until the movie's release, as director Miller has to finish his fantasy epic 3000 Years of Lightning first. Therefore, a release of Furiosa before 2023 seems pretty unlikely. As Variety reports this week, actress Halle Berry has been confirmed for the female lead role in Roland Emmerich's latest disaster movie called Moonfall. Berry has most recently appeared in successful films such as John Wick 3 or Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and now she's supposed to play alongside Josh Gad in Moonfall. The actress slips into the role of a former astronaut who's now rather working behind the scenes in the administration. Thanks to her long experience in space, however, she soon realizes that one of her former missions can help prevent the impending catastrophe. The worst-case scenario is that the moon is thrown out of its orbit by a mysterious force and thus crashes down to Earth. So a group around the former astronaut has only a few weeks to prevent a terrible disaster. Without further ado, the team travels to the moon and meets an unknown but very powerful force there. The script for the film was written by the trio Roland Emmerich, Harold Closer, and Spencer Cohen, who were already involved in the script of the apocalypse film 2012. So we can hope that Moonfall will be as thrilling as 2012. The shooting of Emmerich's film will start in autumn, but unfortunately there's no official release date yet.